Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Bola Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
If you want to get one of the instruments, you can get them and play along. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Bolo Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Jai Gaura Hari Bol.
Hari Bol.
Gaura Hari Bol.
Hari Bol.
Gaura Hari Bol. Nitai Gaura Hari Bol.
Nitai Gaura Hari Bol. Hari Bol.
Gaura
Hari Bol. Nitai Gaura Hari Bol.
Nitai Gaura Hari Bol.
Hari Bol.
Hari Bol.
Hari Bol.
Hari Bol. Nitai Gaura Hari Bol.
Nitai Gaura Hari Bol. Hari Bol. Hari Bol. Nitai Gaura Hari Bol.
Nitai Gaura Premanande Ki Jai. Hare Krishna Mahamantra Ki Jai. Gaura Premanande Hari Bol.
Hari Bol.
Uh-oh, what happened to that? Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Rama Rama, Hari Hari. Today we are hearing from Srimad Bhagavatam. I'm sorry, Srimad Bhagavad Gita, as it is, with the purport of His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, and we are hearing from chapter 18, text number 67, and you can repeat after me. Idam te natapaskaya nabhaktaya kadachana nakashru shru save vachyam nacha mam yo yuta. I'm sorry. One second. I'll say again. Nachamam yo vyasutya.
Nachamam yo vyasuyati.
Yeah, suyati. Okay. And it says, this confidential knowledge may never be explained to those who are not austere or devoted or engaged in devotional service, nor to one who is envious of me. This is a statement by Krishna himself. And in the purport, or the explanation to this verse, is the following. Persons who have not undergone the austerities of the religious process, who have never attempted devotional service in Krishna consciousness, who have not tended to pure devotee, and especially to who are conscious of Krishna only as a historical personality, or who are envious of the greatness of Krishna, should not be told this most confidential part of knowledge. It is, however, sometimes found that even demoniac persons who are envious of Krishna, worshiping Krishna in a different way, take to the profession of explaining Bhagavad Gita in a different way to make business. But anyone who desires actually to understand Krishna must avoid such commentaries on Bhagavad Gita. Actually, the purpose of Bhagavad Gita is not understandable to those who are sensuous, even if one is not sensuous, but is strictly following the disciples enjoined in the Vedic scriptures. If he is not a devotee, he also cannot understand Krishna. And even when one poses himself as a devotee of Krishna, but is not engaged in Krishna conscious activities, he also cannot understand Krishna. There are many persons who envy Krishna because he has explained in Bhagavad Gita that he is the Supreme Personality of Godhead and that nothing is above him or equal to him. There are many persons who are envious of Krishna. Such persons should not be told of Bhagavad Gita, for they cannot understand. There is no possibility of faithless persons understanding Bhagavad Gita and Krishna. Without understanding Krishna from the authority of a pure devotee, one should not try to comment upon Bhagavad Gita. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Well, this is warning us that we should not try and speculate about who Krishna is. There's no reason to speculate because in this Bhagavad Gita as it is, everything is explained explicitly. You don't need to speculate. Speculate means you don't exactly know something or understand something, but you manufacture something of your own called a speculation. So that will not really help us. We have to explain Bhagavad Gita as it is. And that requires knowledge and experience to be able to do that. So here it says, the verse says, This confidential knowledge may never be explained to those who are not austere or devoted or engaged in devotional service, nor to one who is envious of me, meaning Krishna. Well, see, that's the verse itself. So in the verse itself, it's making it very clear that the knowledge of Krishna is something confidential. That doesn't mean that you can never understand it. It simply means that unless we are pure in heart and engaged in devotional service for the Lord, we will not be able to understand the verses and the commentary. And if we have any jealousy or any, let's say, don't like Krishna for some reason or other, that's even another reason why you cannot really understand him. One has to be a devotee, one who has given his heart and soul to serving Krishna with love and devotion. Then you can understand. And Krishna will help you in every way when he sees that love and devotion coming from your heart. So therefore, spiritual knowledge is a open, let's say, secret. The books are there, the knowledge is there, it's open to everyone, but unless you have a pure heart, you'll not be able to understand. So how do you get a pure heart? Well, it's by regularly chanting the holy names of the Lord. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. This Hare Krishna Mahamantra is the Yuga Dharma, the recommended way by which you can make spiritual advancement simply by chanting this 3-word mantra. And there are only 3 words in the mantra: Hare Krishna and Rama. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. By chanting this Hare Krishna Mahamantra, you become purified. It's like bathing in the Ganges. Although by chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, it's even better than bathing in the Ganges. Although bathing in the Ganges is very good, but this is even better because this is recommended by Krishna himself that we should chant his holy names and not speculate anything. Simply chant the holy names of the Lord with no material desires, simply to glorify the Lord. So here it says today, persons who have not undergone the austerities of the religious process, who have never attempted devotional service in Krishna consciousness, who have not tended a pure devotee, and especially those who are conscious of Krishna only as a historical personality, or who is envious of the greatness of Krishna, should not be told this most confidential part of knowledge. It is, however, sometimes found that even demoniac persons who are envious of Krishna, worshiping him in a different way, take to the profession of explaining Bhagavad Gita in a different way to make business. But anyone who desires actually to understand Krishna must avoid such commentaries on Bhagavad Gita. Actually, the purpose of Bhagavad Gita is not understandable to those who are sensuous, meaning they like to eat meat, gamble, have illicit sex, and engage in basically sinful activities. Therefore, it says, it is sometimes found that even demoniac persons who are envious of Krishna, worshiping Krishna in a different way, take to the profession of explaining Bhagavad Gita in a different way to make business. But anyone who desires actually to understand Krishna must avoid such commentaries on Bhagavad Gita. Actually, the purpose of Bhagavad Gita is not understandable to those who are sensuous. In other words, they're engaged in materialistic activities for sense gratification. Even if one is not sensuous, but is strictly following the disciplines enjoined in the Vedic scriptures, if he is not a devotee, he also cannot understand Krishna. What does it mean to be a devotee? Well, one is surrendered to Krishna and has a bona fide spiritual master. That is a person who is capable of understanding spiritual knowledge. One absolutely needs a bona fide spiritual master. That way you can ask questions and you'll get answers, but bona fide answers. And the spiritual master is very kind and will help the disciple understand. You don't have to necessarily become a disciple in the beginning, but you should definitely hear the spiritual master or spiritual masters speak the Bhagavad Gita. Without the help of a bona fide spiritual master, you will make many mistakes without being able to correct them. But with the help of a spiritual master, he will help you correct any mistakes that you make and make sure that you clearly understand the Bhagavad Gita as it is. So, it is, however, sometimes found that even demoniac persons who are envious of Krishna, worshiping Krishna in a different way, take to the profession of explaining Bhagavad Gita in a different way to make business. But anyone who desires actually to understand Krishna must avoid such commentaries on Bhagavad Gita. Actually, the purpose of Bhagavad Gita is not understandable to those who are sensuous, meaning they engage in meat eating, gambling, illicit sex, intoxication, and so forth. Even if one is not sensuous, but is strictly following simply following the disciplines enjoined in the Vedic scriptures, if he is not a devotee, he also cannot understand Krishna. And even when one poses himself as a devotee of Krishna, but is not engaged in Krishna-conscious activities, he also cannot understand Krishna. There are many persons who envy Krishna because he has explained in Bhagavad Gita that he is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and that nothing is above him or equal to him. There are many persons who are envious of Krishna. Such persons should not be told of Bhagavad Gita, for they cannot understand. There is no possibility of faithless persons understanding Bhagavad Gita and Krishna. Without understanding Krishna from the authority of a pure devotee, one should not try to comment upon Bhagavad Gita. Well, this is very, what you would call important warnings, that we should not think that we can understand Bhagavad Gita simply on our own, simply on our own. We should learn Bhagavad Gita by hearing it spoken by a genuine devotee of Krishna. Just like now, you're hearing me. Now, also, you get a chance to ask questions. So in a few minutes, I'll ask, are there any questions? If you ask questions, then you learn something. And there are so many things that we don't know, and the only way you can learn is by asking questions. So in this, it also says here that there are many persons who envy Krishna because he has explained in Bhagavad Gita that he is the Supreme Personality of Godhead and that nothing is above him or equal to him. There are many persons who are envious of Krishna. Such persons should not be told of Bhagavad Gita, for they cannot understand. There is no possibility of faithless persons understanding Bhagavad Gita and Krishna. Without understanding Krishna from the authority of a pure devotee, one should not try to comment upon Bhagavad Gita. Well, we don't want to avoid people hearing Bhagavad Gita, but if one is envious of Bhagavad Gita, he or she will not be able to understand. So, it's important to first chant the Hare Krishna mantra to purify oneself. Once you get purified, then you can understand Bhagavad Gita. And the purification process is very simple. You just chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So that is the beginning of Krishna consciousness, chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. There's only 3 words. There's Hare, Krishna, and Rama. And when you put those 3 words together, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, you get purified. Because if you don't chant it with any, let's say, desire to be satisfied, like for example, let's say you want to pass your some test, or you want to get a job, right? So you come to the temple and you start chanting Hare Krishna. That's not the right way to chant Hare Krishna. We should not want to achieve some material motive to chant Hare Krishna. But if we chant purely, without any material motive, and simply to glorify Krishna by his holy names, then we should chant Hare Krishna, and you will get the result. What is the result? You'll become a devotee of Krishna. But if we approach Krishna with material desires, you're going to miss the whole boat. You're not going to become purified, and you won't really understand much. Therefore, chanting Hare Krishna is very simple, but it should not be with desires for material benefits. It should simply be to glorify the Lord. So therefore, when we glorify the Lord by chanting purely, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, you make spiritual advancement, and you'll be able to hear properly the spoken words of Krishna. When the person gives a class, you'll be able to understand what's being said. And if you don't understand, you can ask questions. So that is the way to learn, asking questions, hearing, and then repeating, and also asking questions. So, are there any questions? Are there any questions? Because without asking questions, you're never going to learn anything. So does anybody have a question? Haribol. Yes, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Maharaj. So Maharaj, sometimes when we talk to people and try to convince them, so what it says that if they are not doing any service or doing some kind of devotional service, they will not be able to understand this knowledge. But they will have a lot of complex questions which they ask in order to get convinced. So how do we deal with that?
Okay, well, look, a question is simple. Somebody doesn't know something, they ask a question. It's very simple. Right? I'm not quite understanding what you're saying. If someone asks a question, there's nothing wrong with that, and we can answer it. So what are you saying exactly?
So sometimes I feel that I ask them to you should read this Bhagavad Gita, And I think that maybe like during this process, they will be convinced to come to the temple, do some service, and get engaged in the devotional activities. But most of the times, I see that like it's like it's not happening. Like maybe it will take some time, but like it doesn't happen. But now, like today, when I hear from you, it seems that until they are engaged in the devotional service, they will not understand this.
Okay, that's your question. That unless a person hears a bona fide devotee speaking about Krishna and or reading the Shastra, Bhagavad Gita about Krishna, you have the verses and then you have the purports and then we read that and then we also give a lecture on it, right? Unless a person is hearing the verse spoken and the lecture, and then having the explanation of the lecture by the devotee, a person won't understand. Is that what you're saying?
Not only that, specifically seva. Because
Well, also engaging in devotional service.
like they might hear,
Yeah.
but they'll still not understand the actual point that Krishna is making or Prabhupada is
No,
making.
but wait a minute. Simply hearing is seva.
Attentively hearing.
Yeah. It's hearing and repeating, right? So you don't have to say, well, okay, you have to go down to the kitchen and engage in devotional service. Then you can come and hear. No, just hearing Bhagavad Gita spoken, that is seva also, that is service. And it's going to help you to understand, especially if you ask questions. That's the main thing, is to ask questions. That way you'll get answers and you learn very quickly. Right? You don't have to guess. If you have any doubt about something that's said, you should ask a question right away. Okay, so are there any questions? You have a question? No? You understand everything I said?
Hare Krishna Guru Maharaj.
Yes.
You said people are envious of Krishna.
What?
People are envious of Krishna. Some people are envious of Krishna.
Envious.
Envious,
You
yes.
didn't pronounce that correctly.
Envious.
Envious, yes.
Envious.
Some people are envious of Krishna. Okay, go
Yes,
ahead.
yes. Krishna is the source of all things. So how did the enviousness manifest? Where does it come from?
Well, it's not people are only envious of Krishna. In politicians, they're envious of other politicians, right? And friends can get envious of each other. So the point is, what is your point, though? What is your point?
The source of enviousness.
The
Is
source
also-
of envious, yeah.
Because everything comes
because
from
you
Krishna.
see someone has something that you don't have. And you are envious of them. When you get the same thing that they have, or you achieve the same level of recognition that they have, then your enviousness goes away. Right? However, if you are jealous, even if you achieve the same thing as this other person has, you're not satisfied until that person loses what they have, you see. So that is enviousness. That's much worse.
You meant jealousy, enviousness and jealousy.
Yes.
I think his question is more philosophical, which is what is the source of, if Krishna, everything came from Krishna, why is there enviousness and jealousy? Does that mean they obviously have to come from Krishna?
No, because one has material desires to satisfy. Therefore, they're not satisfied by learning about Krishna. They want to be, let's say, better than everyone else. And if they can't, they get jealous. They get angry easily also. So you have to be a well-wisher. That means you have no mean feelings or desires. And you're a well-wisher of others. You want to see other people also get advanced in Krishna consciousness, right? You don't get jealous because they're getting more and more, recognition or whatever. So when you're not jealous and you are always hearing and chanting nicely every day about Krishna, then you become purified. There's no reason to be jealous. Krishna consciousness has nothing to do with jealousy. Jealousy is a demoniac feeling. And Srila Prabhupada himself says we do not have jealousy in Krishna consciousness. It's always love for Krishna and service for Krishna. That's what counts. So if you're genuinely serving Krishna with love and devotion, you become purified and happy. So that should be our goal, to not be jealous of anybody or anything, or even jealous of Krishna. There are people that are directly jealous of Krishna, right? But not to be jealous of Krishna, and always hear and chant about the glories of Krishna. There's so much that we have to learn about Krishna. And in that way, you become purified, and you'll be able to help others also understand who Krishna is. Hare Krishna. Jai Shri Shri Radha Nilamadhava Ki Jai. Okay, any other questions? Any other questions? You have a question? No? Not even one? How about a half a question? Haribol. Yes, sir.
Maybe a little controversial question. So, if our goal in life is to chant Krishna, go back to Krishna, go back to Him, why is the world created? Why
is the world what?
Why is the world created? Why were we created?
Why was it created?
Yeah.
Because we desire to go away from Krishna. That's why it was created. You have to go, if you're against Krishna, you have to go somewhere else. You can't be in the spiritual world. In other words, we were all originally with Krishna in the spiritual world. But for some reason or other, we became jealous of Krishna or envious of Krishna, and we walked away from him because we have limited free will.
But we were not something, right? If we were Krishna,
Yeah.
it was whole thing was Krishna.
Yeah.
And a part of it was sent down. Or how can we say that we were something else? Because we were not there, we were just Krishna, right? And then something came out of Krishna to this world.
Let me ask you a question first, right? Have you ever gotten angry at someone?
Yeah, every day.
Well, that answers the question. You see, when you get angry at someone, you don't want to talk to them anymore. You walk away from them.
But that is after you existed, we didn't even exist, right? If we were just Krishna, we our existence came into picture only after we were sent down, right? Because it's saying there is space, and some part of space doesn't want to be space, and he's coming out of the space. But the space, sky, take anything, right? Now you're saying a part of the sky doesn't want to be sky. He wants to.
No, wait a minute. Well, you're going from people to sky.
I'm just giving you an
Let's,
example.
let's leave the sky out of this. The sky has nothing to do.
I'm just taking an analogy.
Let's deal with people. We're dealing with people.
But people are nothing but part of Krishna, right? That is the whole point. We are all part of God, and our goal is to live a good life, chant His name, go back to Him.
Yeah.
Right? But then why separate out in the first place? Because we didn't even
Because
exist.
you have free will. You have limited free will. Do you understand? you're not a robot, and you're not a, let's say, a person who is brainless. You have limited free will. What is it limited to? There's two things. Either you accept Krishna or you don't accept Krishna. Both ways, Krishna knows what's going to happen to you. Right? So because we have limited free will, we can love Krishna or we can walk away from Krishna. Krishna knows what's going to happen to us either way. And Krishna is not mean. You might walk away from Krishna and later on realize you made a big mistake, and you come back to Krishna and he'll accept you.
Okay, thank you.
Hare Krishna. Wait a minute, use the microphone.
The question is legitimate. So you and Krishna are eternally existing together. There was no time that you were not there before and suddenly appear from Krishna. Not like that.
No, and even now, Krishna is with you. And even before, when you didn't know anything about Krishna, he was with you because he's in the heart of every living entity. Yeah. The body is there now also. No, but before, you were in ignorance. You were not cognizant of the fact that God is in your heart. Now, you become cognizant that God is in your heart. Now you have to be very careful what you say, what you do, how you relate to others, because God is the witness of everything you're doing. Now you become a real person, and you become a good person because you have knowledge that God is in your heart and he's watching and hearing everything you're doing.
That is the point. Whether it's Krishna or Ram or Jesus, I think at the end of the day, we want people to be good, to do good. Now, we make people believe whatever the way is side.
The main point is becoming cognizant or understanding that there is a witness. The ultimate witness is Krishna or God. When a thief wants to steal something, he makes sure that there's no witness to what he's doing. Otherwise, he can get caught. But there's always going to be a witness. It's Krishna. He's the number one witness. So no one can get away with anything.
But that is not there, right? Because then you are not stealing just because you're scared. Somebody is watching.
It's not a question of scared. It's a question of education. It's not a question of being scared. It's a question of education. If you're educated, your son here, right? All right, so right now he's putting his feet in front of your head and, things like that. But as he gets older, you should teach him that Krishna, the Supreme Personality of God, is in his heart. And that he knows what you say, what you do, and everything. So if he understands that, then he becomes civilized. If you never teach him that, then he might think that he can get away with something. But if you teach him that you can't get away with anything because Krishna is in the heart. He's the closest person to you. And he's your best friend. But if you engage in sinful activities or, let's say, not nice activities, Krishna will see it and hear it. And you get a reaction. It's called, that reaction is called karma. So therefore, we should learn and teach our children to be akarmic, without karma. And that's by following the rules and regulations of Krishna consciousness. No meat eating, no gambling, no illicit sex, no intoxication, and always being kind and gentle. And above all, and especially in the case of children, respecting elders. All these things have to be taught to children at a young age. But the main thing is that God is in your heart. Therefore, you cannot get away with anything. If you tell a lie, God knows right away. Children, as they're growing up, they think they can get away with things, keeping secrets, lying, and things like that. They have to learn very quickly that God is in their heart and He's witnessing everything we do, everything we say. It's not possible to get away with anything because there's a witness, and that witness is Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. If they learn that, just that, they become civilized. But if you don't teach that to them, then they can do all kinds of sinful things without even knowing that it's sinful because you haven't educated them. What is sin? What is not sin? Who is God? Where is God? Is God in my heart and hearing everything I say? If you never explain that to them, then they think that they're alone and they can get away with things. Yes.
And
Guru Maharaj. So Abhi, he's now 10-year-old, our older
Your
son.
son, Abhi.
Abhi,
Okay.
he's now 10-year-old. So he used to eat meat before he's 3 years old or something like that. And only through bringing to the temple.
Is that
attending
because
the-
of school or because your wife was eating meat or what?
Even I was eating
Yeah,
meat.
you were eating meat, okay.
My wife was at least vegetarian. I was a meat eater.
You were the meat, oh, you
I
were
was
the
a
meat
culprit.
eater, okay.
Yeah,
go
I was a
ahead.
culprit.
That's all right.
And then, so we used to do that, right? And then we started coming to the temple. We started listening to the lectures.
Yes.
Over time, he himself stopped.
Yeah.
Only through lectures and education.
Yeah.
And the point you are mentioning, the education is the
Yeah.
key. Even the child at the age of 4 was able to decide himself. We did not force to eat vegetarian or anything like that.
Right.
Only by attending your lectures regularly,
Yeah.
he stopped it. And even now he sits with all his schoolmates in the school.
It doesn't touch.
Doesn't touch.
Yeah.
He's very cognizant.
Yeah.
Even he's very to the level that he looks at even onion, garlic, everything that he eats, make sure that he
Pyaz
doesn't
and
have it.
lasan.
Yeah, so if
Hindus cannot eat anything without pyaz and lasan.
yeah. And then I used to buy donuts from the shop.
Yeah, but that's
Last month-
dangerous also.
Donuts, Dunkin' Donuts, right? And then every Saturday weekend, I used to bring, right? And they used to love these donuts so much.
Yeah.
After the education through your lectures, Guru Maharaj, they look at if it has any donuts, if it has the egg in it, they won't even touch it. They loved it so much, but now through the
It's
education.
all my fault. It's all my fault.
So I think through education, a lot of things can change.
Yeah. If children are educated in their youth, in their young age, that avoids a lot of problems. A lot of problems. Yeah, go ahead.
so one other point, I mean, just listening to some of the other statements that Prabhuji made, this is not just about morality, right? So you are thinking that this is just a way for people to be morally right, which is a side effect actually. But it is about knowing the reality. So that is what our Shastra is telling, what Maharaj is reading from. You know, unless you spend some time, you will not understand that this is actual truth and this is the reality. That there is Krishna, we are part of Krishna, and there is Maya, and if we stay away from Krishna, that we will be part of the Maya. All of this, it feels like some story somebody has created. That's how the narrative that other people give. But this we're reading from Shastra, this is actual truth. And that only by hearing continuously our illusory or whatever, our Maya.
And asking questions.
And by asking questions only, you will get to understand that this is actually the truth. And until we get to that conviction, and when, you will keep hearing, you have to keep hearing. And once you get to that conviction, you will start leading your life in Krishna consciousness. Krishna consciousness means you're always thinking that there is reality of Krishna being there. So that is a big shift, and that's where your lifestyle, what you eat, who you engage with or who you hang out with, everything changes, right? So that's
Yeah,
why.
like for example, you might meet a very nice lady, right? But then you find out that she's a meat eater. So that's a dilemma, right? That she eats meat. And if you tell her, well, you have to stop eating meat, she says, no, I'm not going to stop. You can't force me to stop eating meat. I've been eating meat all my life. Now, what do you do at that point? You better move on, yeah. Yeah, so there are rules and regulations in Krishna consciousness. If you want to be Krishna conscious, you have to follow the rules and regulations. And what are the rules and regulations? The four, most big ticket items are no meat eating, no gambling, no illicit sex, no intoxication. Those are the four big tickets. There are other tickets also, right? No lying, no cheating, and so forth. But the four big tickets are the most important, So if you meet someone and you want to marry them, well, you have to explain, well, look, I don't eat meat, I don't gamble, I don't have illicit sex, I don't take any intoxication. Do you think you could marry me? And if she's honest, she'll say, no, I'm not going to marry you. Okay, it's going to save your life. But if you don't ask those questions and if you don't make things clear, after you get married, you realize, wait a minute, I just married a lady that eats meat, that, does so many sinful things, and I've made a big mistake. But see, it's very hard to correct those mistakes. It's better that you solve those mistakes before you get married. Any other questions or comments? Any questions or comments?
I saved one member from our congregation going into the trap, Guru Maharaj.
All right, say that
there's
again. I didn't understand what you said.
So one person from our congregation.
From our congregation.
Visitor, kind of more visitor.
A visitor, yeah.
Yeah. And then got attracted to a white lady.
Okay.
Who is a meat eater.
Okay.
And this person
do we have any non-white people in our congregation or what? Yes, we do. Go ahead. You don't have to say as a white leader. White lady. Go ahead.
So then this person is very regulative, no meat eating, right, and everything Krishna conscious. Then somehow got attracted to this woman who eats meat.
Who got attracted to?
This one person, one visitor.
Women. Is that person a man or a woman?
Man.
Oh, okay. I thought she got attracted to another woman.
No.
Okay. All right, go ahead.
So then there was so much dilemma because when this, I'm trying to say this Maya is so strong, even person who has lived several years being so regulated.
Oh, she got married to him anyway.
No, fortunately, he had consultation with me because of the rapport we had. And then, at least by Krishna's mercy, I was able to convince to ask
the husband.
This man who is not married.
He stopped eating meat.
My friend, let's put it that way, my friend.
Yeah, so he stopped eating meat.
He never ate meat in his life.
Oh, okay.
But recently,
he met a girl that eats meat?
Recently he got attracted to a girl.
Yeah, okay.
Right, and then that girl is a meat eater.
All right.
And
probably
one
she'll
day
eat him in the future also.
one day he opened it with me because of the rapport that we had, and then he was having a very difficult time to let her go. And then we had a discussion, ask proper questions like this, right? And eventually he didn't get the right cooperation. Then he had to step away. So luckily he got saved.
Well, I hope so.
Hope again the attraction doesn't pull him back.
Yeah. Look, we don't have anything against anyone. but there are rules and regulations in Krishna consciousness. So if you want to be Krishna conscious, you have to follow those rules and regulations. And the 4 big ticket things about our regulations are no meat eating, no gambling, no illicit sex, no intoxication. And by the way, if you follow those 4 things, you're not going to have much problem in your life, right? No one ever died by giving up cigarettes or sex or intoxicants and things like that. No one ever died from doing that. So it makes you very, very happy, and you avoid unnecessary sinful activities. So therefore you feel light, you feel happy, you feel that, I'm a very happy person because you're not committing sins. Okay,
Yes, sir.
anything else?
No, I think I was listening to one devotees. It's a few years ago. He was giving a seminar on financial planning for devotees, and he said one thing that Prabhupada has given us is a pure life. So as a result, because many people think about this 401k planning and so on in a big way because they're planning a lot of medical bills. He said, like, if we lead most of our life in a pure way, actually the medical bills should also come down because we are leading a pure life. The number of diseases, the mental health issues and everything that people go through will come down. It's not should. So I just wanted to share that, by following the 4 regulative principles, you're having a better life. You're not spending on diseases and all kinds of medical problems mostly, to the extent you follow and regulate yourself. I think it's a clean life.
Yeah.
So
I'm 80 years old.
yes. And I mean, yours is a miracle, Maharaj, like to recover from the kind of illness you had and then to be able to bounce back.
Yeah.
Many people at age 80, we should write your story about that. How Krishna conscious life and the principles that you have followed helped you to really regain the full, not only physical body strength, but also having that, the mental determination.
Mental acuity.
Acuity, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People get to be 80 years old and they haven't, taken care of themselves. They're in real bad shape, right? They're always going to the doctor. They're getting, different surgeries, this thing, that thing. But if you live a clean life, no meat eating, no gambling, no illicit sex, no intoxication, and always chant Hare Krishna. See? So there are other people that don't chant Hare Krishna, but they don't eat meat or gamble or have illicit sex. But they're missing the best thing. The best thing is to be Krishna conscious. And why? Because even though they don't eat meat, they don't have illicit sex, they don't have intoxication, they don't have meat eating, but they're not Krishna conscious. Therefore, instead of seeing Krishna when they die, they're going to see Yamaraj. Because, number one, people who are not spiritually trained, they will commit unwittingly sinful activities without knowing that it's sinful, or not paying attention to things that are sinful. So we need to be educated, not only to pass tests, but we need to be educated on what to eat and how to keep our body clean and our mind clean, and how to engage in devotional service. There's a lot of things we have to learn. And if you teach those things to children when they're young, when they get older, they're going to thank you. They're going to say, oh, Dad, whatever you taught me when I was like 7 years old or 6 years old or 3 years old, it stayed with me right to this point, and it's made me a good person. So I want to thank you very much that you educated me in Krishna consciousness. See? But if you don't educate them like that, I remember when I was a kid, my father, every Sunday, we had to eat chicken, and I had to drink a little tumbler of whiskey. And he insisted, because he said, you will not be a man unless you drink whiskey. Now, I didn't know anything. I did that, right? But later on, when I met devotees, I realized, oh, what the heck was my father teaching me? You know, eating chicken and drinking whiskey. It's complete nonsense, right? And it was nonsense for him. He died of cancer when he was still relatively young because he had all these bad habits, you know, smoking, drinking, and so forth. So we have to be very careful. And if you're going to get married, especially, you have to be very, very cognizant of how to educate your children correctly. But you have to follow. Like, for example, let's say you're watching television and you tell your kid, hey, go upstairs and do your homework. And then your kid looks at you and you're watching television and you're telling him, go upstairs and do homework. So he realized, hey, this is not fair, you know. So he'll go upstairs, close the door, and then he'll watch television also, you see. So you have to be careful. In other words, monkey see, monkey do. So if you're giving a bad example to your kids, that's not good. You have to be a good example of someone who's Krishna conscious. No meat eating, no gambling, no illicit sex, no nonsense, and always being cognizant of being gentle and friendly, and always a well-wisher, and always a happy person. Not getting angry at your kids unnecessarily and so forth. You can't do all those things unless you have very good behavior and very good culture. So when you learn the culture of Krishna consciousness, you'll become a very good person, and people will like you because you're not doing anything horrible or disgusting. And they'll respect you because you have principles. If you go to a party and everyone's drinking champagne and they ask you to take the champagne also, and you say, no, I don't want it. And they'll say, no, why not? Oh, come on, you can take it now. It's all right, we're having a good time, you know. But no, you have to stick to your principles. That way you're a real person. If you break your principles, you're not a real person anymore. You have violated your own rules. So, and also, if you have children, like you have a child, sir, you have a child. If he sees you doing nonsense things, he's also going to become a nonsense kid. So you have to be very careful because monkey see, monkey do. So you have to be a very, very special monkey. Okay.
In this area, we can accept that we came from monkeys.
Who said that?
No, I'm just saying as a joke that, you know, this is one area where we imitate just like
Yeah.
monkeys.
Well, I think monkeys got, what, 98% of our DNA, yeah. Okay, thank you very much. Please chant Hare Krishna and be happy. And chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Hare, Hare Hare. Thank you very much. Jai Shri Krishna Bhagavan ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Srimad Bhagavad Gita Grantaraj ki jai. You get that because you were smiling.